Where to start with a work of semi-autobiographical fiction which spans decades, people and places, traverses mental highs, mental lows, and full psychotic breaks. Sometimes non-linear, jumping from place to person to memory to real life within a sentence, a thought. A story which has been written, both literally and figuratively, from so many different situations and dwellings it's hard to keep track. From cosy, elegantly decorated Victorian homes, both rented and owned, luxury hotels, windy tents, freezing and isolated park benches, car seats, homeless shelters, from countless failed occupations to the height of success, to devastating failures and suicide attempts, life-changing loves, losses, and ideas. It is a story about the fleeting nature of reality, the untrustworthy nature of a thought, and the changes which can occur in less than a second, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and geographically.
A number of months ago, I received this message from an estranged friend. Um, I hope this finds you well. After 5 years of addiction and very, very poor decisions, I went to rehab and am rebuilding my life. I don't expect a reply, but I'm reaching out to try and apologise and maybe reconcile past poor choices. I've recently been to rehab, I've been sober 23 days, and I'm trying to reach out. I think about you often. I don't for a minute expect a response, but I need you to know that I'm sorry. To which I said, Dean? Yeah. Hey pal, I thought of you today. How are you doing? And since then, we've kind of been exchanging voice notes and messages, kind of keeping up to speed with how each other are.
I've lived an interesting life, I suppose, still am. Having tropic tendencies and the criticality of the morning before I fucking know what's going on can either go two ways. Very, very good or very, very bad. There is no in between. Any relationship I embark on generally ends in complete terror because, to be honest, mentally I am what I am. I find it very difficult to make connections, yet I'm one of the most social people ever. I have friends, even though I've made and lost more than most people will know in their whole lifetime. This is what I am, and I'm still figuring it out. My journey's been one of fucking mistakes, incredible relationships, incredible heights, incredible lows, and although I wouldn't change that, I would change it in the immediacy because it's cold as fuck in a camper van and I'm relatively nervous to wank in it. And I want everything to be okay. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. It will be okay, and it'll all be worth it, but you know, it might not be, and that's the fucking game we play, isn't it? So this is what I am, and in the absence of explanation, I am.
Hiya, mate. And tell you what, it's really nice to hear your voice. um, yeah, I, those recordings made me want to cry a little bit because I've missed you loads. But also laugh out loud because you're a funny bastard. I'd just like to say a big thanks. One for the message that you sent us at the start. I feel like I've got a brother back a bit. uh, yeah. Have a lovely evening. I hope it's not too difficult in the van and that. Sorry that it's another one of those for you. Sounds really stressful. And we'll chat soon. Probably give you a message in the morning, mate. Yeah, Herbert the dog says good night as well. Speak soon, pal. Catch you in a bit.
I need to talk. I need to discuss what I'm doing. I'm 38 years old and I'm fucked. Like, I'm fucked. I'm currently staying in a friend's van temporarily. And it's fucking hard. I 4 or 5 years ago, I had a business and a partner that I loved dearly, and it went very wrong, mainly due to my mental health and the ways in which I dealt with that, which were alcoholism, essentially. I think that when you exist in a consistent fight or flight mentality, you just get through the day, and that can be with alcohol or with, I fucked up, man. I fucked up.
Basically, part of the reason that I want to make this film is because growing up, I grew up in a middle class family, but my older brother suffers from very, very severe mental health problems. So he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia, bipolar, schizoaffective disorder, and a bunch of those are the ones I remember at the moment. But lots of things, and that was, to say challenging growing up is like a massive understatement. And this documentary or this process or Dean feels like the brother that I can fix.
I hope this is recording. I didn't really get a chance to explain properly the other day about how rough it's been in the past sort of 4 years. I've isolated myself very, very badly from a lot of people in the world. But yeah, you getting back in touch was important on a lot of levels. I'm not gonna lie, man. I was close to killing myself before that, and I still struggle with it. The situation I'm in at the minute doesn't seem to have an immediate end, but I know there is an immediate end, and it just plays in my mind all the time that I just can't do this anymore. I know I'm capable of so much, and I know that it maybe can be good, but I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of feeling this way. I'm sick of being this way.
Yeah, because you've been like super like open and honest about yourself with me, so I thought it might be a cool opportunity for me to be like open and honest with you. What might be a good idea is maybe if we like park this idea of the film for the moment, just until your things are kind of calmed down and settled down, because you've had a shitload of shocks recently, and from a kind of place of being open and honest, I'm having a pretty rough time myself. Just been like super stressed. As I said, I'm doing a full-time course and got 3 jobs, and I'm just woof. My horrible IBS is linked to my stress, and not to be too graphic, but my arsehole has been in absolute tatters. I was like interested in making a film that kind of explored the rekindling of a relationship between us. But what's even more lovely is to just actually rekindle a relationship. And yeah, we could do that. But I just didn't want like any kind of pressures from the film, like you have to be in X place by a certain date and I need these things from you. It just didn't feel like it was as helpful as I'd wanted it to be. As I mentioned, like you've had like fucking absolutely loads on. The last thing you need to be worrying about is the film, when actually what you probably need more is just like a mate on the other side of the line that doesn't want anything off you. And I don't want to be the person that wants something off you. Yep.
Cool. Well, that about covers it, I think. I will chat soon, buddy. See you in a bit.
There's a Taoist theory called the uncarved block, and it is such that we start life as a granite block, and every single thing that happens to us takes a chip out of it. You know, it chips away at us and it shapes that block into something different. We tend to spend most of our life trying to fill in those gaps, those little cuts and those nicks to get back to what we were, but we can't. We are we are those nicks. We are the shape of that block which is becoming in every moment. It's about embracing that. What rehab did for me was help me realize that that is what I am. That that's there are benefits to that. Every single thing that's happened to me has made me a more empathetic person. It's made me a better person in a lot of ways. It hasn't helped me really navigate the world in a better way, but it has made me an absolute truer person in a kind of subconscious and subjective way. But I also feel more isolated and alone than I've ever felt. So